Welcome to Sounds of Resistance YouTube channel. The pressure of the Ukrainian army against the Russians greatly affects the course of the war. The incredible pressure that Ukrainian fighters exert on the Russian ground and air forces is of course possible thanks to Western weapon systems. We know that the weapon systems of the USA, UK and European countries have already performed impressively against Russian equipment in Ukraine. Recently, however, there has been talk of the existence of powerful Israeli weapon systems in the inventory of the Ukrainian armed forces. It is very remarkable that very effective Israeli-made anti-drone systems emerged in the Ukrainian army against Iranian drones, especially after the Russian army bought Iranian-made drones. Although Israel denies this, we will examine the very striking details of the existence of Israeli weapon systems in the Ukrainian army and how they were transferred to the Ukrainian army. While the heroes of Ukraine, especially in the last few weeks, do not let the Russian troops breathe, thanks to the air and ground operations they have organized, the retaliatory policies of the leader Vladimir Putin continue from the ground up. Russian leader Vladimir Putin has activated the Russian Air Force against the attacks of the Ukrainian army. Russian airstrikes activated on Ukraine's southern and eastern fronts often targeted Ukrainian civilians and urban infrastructure. The Ukrainian government, which wants to reverse the treacherous plans of the Russians, continues to maintain its contacts with the USA and its Western allies about additional weapons support. Especially in this matter, Ukrainians who are waiting for the support of the US government need US aid and the support of the West to turn the tide of the war with their favor. In recent weeks, Ukraine's European Union membership process has been on the agenda. The Russian government does not want Ukraine to become a member of the European Union at all. Ukraine's accession to the European Union means that Ukraine is included in all EU treaties backed by all of its EU allies. Thanks to the aid and solidarity agreements between EU member states, if Ukraine's EU membership is approved, Russia's job will be very difficult. While Ukraine awaits EU accession and US aid, the Russian Air Force has launched harassment bombing operations in the southern regions of Ukraine to make its presence felt on Ukrainian soil. In addition to the missile attacks of the Russian Air Force, Russian UAVs began to carry out reconnaissance flights in many regions of Ukraine. In order to locate the Ukrainian troops, Russian UAVs have increased their flight movements, especially recently. Upon these developments, the country, which is described as a secret superpower and has the potential to change the course of the Ukraine-Russia war, thanks to the aid it will provide, came onto the scene. The Israeli government, which decided to transfer the anti-UAV systems to Ukraine, via Poland to the Ukrainian army, which was overwhelmed by the suppressed UAV air operations of the Russian Air Force, shook the world's agenda. Yes, you heard right, even the USA supplies high-tech systems from Israel. This bombshell news seems to put the Russian administration in deep sorrow. The Israeli media, citing a source from famous arms companies, announced that an Israeli weapons manufacturer supplies anti-UAV weapon systems to Ukraine via Poland, and the shipment was made via Warsaw to prevent Tel Aviv from refusing to sell advanced weapons. These statements show that Israel helped the Ukrainian government, albeit indirectly. He stated that this arms company reported to the Israeli Ministry of Security that it was selling weapons to Poland, but pretended not to know that Poland was supplying weapons to Kiev at the time for use against Russia. Anti-UAV systems enable their users to intercept and destroy drones. The sale of systems classified as advanced defense technology to Kiev was not approved, but Tel Aviv did not break the agreement, preferring to make the shipment via Poland underhand. The anti-UAV high-tech defense systems, which are planned to be sent to Ukraine indirectly, are of a kind that will put an end to the entire quality of the Russian Air Force. The Israeli government uses anti-drone systems around the Gaza separation wall, the Palestinian-Lebanese borders, and the Palestinian-Syrian borders. It is known by all the states of the world that Israel is one of the best technology developers and manufacturers in the world, and therefore the Russian government will not be able to come up with a solution in any way against these high-tech anti-drone systems that will be sent to Ukraine. Azerbaijan was among the countries that imported Israel's anti-drone systems against Armenia in the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. Azerbaijan's achievements in this region have been realized thanks to this high technology procured from Israel. Moreover, the Israeli government does not want to completely break its already fragile ties with Russia. But because of Israel's support for Ukraine, tensions escalated between Tel Aviv and Moscow, causing Moscow's Jewish agency in Russia to shut down its work on Israel, causing further tensions. Israel and Prime Minister Yair Lapid, who likes to oppose Russian President Vladimir Putin and believes that this is good for him in the eyes of the West and the United States, has turned the issue into a public policy issue. During a secret meeting, Lapid also requested a set of political means against Russia. It would not come as a surprise if Putin reacted not only to Lapid's statements, but also to Israel's aid to Ukraine and Israel's airstrikes in Syria. Relations between Israel and Russia have already been strained in recent months, when the Russian Foreign Ministry summoned Alexander Ben-Zvi, Israel's ambassador to Russia, over a statement he made in April while he was foreign minister, denouncing Russia's practices. If the Israeli government sends these anti-drone defense systems to Ukraine, the tension between Russia and Israel is expected to reach its peak. However, we stated that the Israeli government plans to carry out this transaction through Poland in order to avoid the delivery ban due to the advanced defense technology of the defense systems it will send to Ukraine. Such high-tech defense systems make it possible to bring down unmanned aerial vehicles by creating interference at the frequencies used by unmanned aerial vehicles. The armed forces of Ukraine is currently using futuristic drone defender systems from the USA, but with the Israeli government's realization of this shipment, the Ukrainian air defense will almost reach the point of nirvana. The first major shipments of this proven effective weapon system capable of stopping the advance of Russian armor are made by the Netherlands and Germany, which hold licenses for the manufacture of these weapons from the Israeli company Rafael Advanced Defense System. The Netherlands will send a system equipped with 400 rockets to Ukraine capable of hitting moving targets at a distance of 300 to 600 meters with great precision. Germany has expressed its support of the Ukrainian government after Chancellor Scholz radically changed his country's policy on the issue last weekend. Chancellor Scholz said the Russian occupation marks a decisive change as it poses a global threat to the post-war international order. In this case, our task is to do our best to support Ukraine in its defense against Vladimir Putin's invading army. Germany in this situation stands firmly next to Ukraine. The shipment of these thousands of anti-tank weapons, complete with 500 American-made Stinger missiles, will complete Germany's emergency contribution to the defense of Ukraine. He clearly stated that the German government will stand by Ukraine throughout the war period. Many countries are afraid of Israel's army industry. Israel, which has developed a strong military industry, has increased sales of various weapons systems to many European countries that feel particularly threatened since the unilateral annexation of the Crimean Peninsula in 2014. In 2021, Israeli defense experts reached a volume of $8.3 billion, 30% to Europe alone. Therefore, Israel's support is much more important to the Ukrainians than the support of its other Western allies. The Israeli government also uses the anti-drone systems they plan to send to the Ukrainian government on its own borders. Israel has deployed anti-drone systems along the Lebanese borders and around the Gaza Strip to undermine Iranian-made drone attacks that violate its airspace. In other words, the Israeli government will send its own primary defense systems to Ukraine. Yes, you can guess that. With all these developments, the war will start to heat up seriously. Especially against the use of Iranian-made drone systems by Russia, the presence of Israeli anti-drone combat systems in the Ukrainian army is a great advantage. We've seen Iranian-made drones attack multiple times in Ukraine in recent weeks, and Ukraine has managed to shoot down dozens of Iranian-made drones. Hope to see you again with new videos. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to be notified of new videos.